It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig. You decide when you lose, not other people. And Blabs.
I like pickles.
And co-hosted by our friends from around the internet. Today with Marc the Cyborg.
Actually, hey, hello.
And You, Me, and the Movies.
I just ate a bug.
And now, broadcasting from our homes, it's time for the #1 gaming and entertainment podcast on God's green earth. It's time for Side Scrollers.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
It is Friday. Welcome on out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com. What's going on, everybody? Hi, I'm Stuttering Craig. Man, we got a good one today. I am beyond excited to be hanging out with these fine folks. We got so much to talk about. First, let's introduce Blabs. Hi, Blabs.
Well, hi. Happy Friday. I'm happy it's Friday. That means I get to sleep.
I think I'm jazzed up on caffeine. I had my...
You had your weird-ass, gross-ass Monster Energy drink instead of coffee?
No, it's not a Monster Energy drink. It is a Gatorade Fast Twitch. It has 200
Gatorade
grams.
is not good for you. I don't understand why you don't understand
It's
this concept.
just water with caffeine in it.
No, it's not. Read the ingredients, Craig. Read it.
I'll read them in just a second. First, let's introduce our friends today. Marc the Cyborg and JoJo the Puppy Dog.
Hello.
Rocky.
This is JoJo. She's a tiny puppy. Yeah, Rocky's been here the whole time too, but he's been in her little Rocky hole.
Let's go. I love the growling dogs. It's so good. It's wonderful. Also joining us today, Kayla and Eric from You, Me, and the Movies. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
You get that protein today? Any protein today from them bugs?
Not today.
Yeah, you dug deep for that one. That was a good one.
It was, it wasn't that hard, honestly. I went to your shorts and I looked at the most popular short, and there it was.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's a good one.
Good.
Eating a bug.
Now that energy drink you're drinking, would you
Yes.
water your plants with it?
Can I water my plants with it? I don't know. See, here's the thing. I've been always very skeptical of getting energy of anything that doesn't have calories in it, right? But then I was exposed to this thing called caffeine, and it helped me out. I learned a little bit more. Yeah. So I've never been a coffee guy, and I don't like drinking things with carbonation.
Not based.
Are you a coffee dude?
Absolutely good, sir.
Yeah. How do you take your coffee?
I mean, right now the coffee that X-Ray Girl makes for me is this hazelnut vanilla roast that tastes really good black. So yeah, I just drink it as it is.
Like shake it and not
Okay.
stir.
Helping me lose some pounds, you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, coffee sort of suppresses your appetite, and there's no calories in black coffee. So if for the first, say, 8 hours, 9 hours that you're awake in the day, you just drink water and black coffee, you don't really start up your digestive system until you have like a bigger meal later, and then you get to really enjoy that meal, and you're still dropping pounds.
That's exactly what I'm doing right now, Mark. It's
Yeah,
exactly
good
what I'm
call.
doing right now.
Yeah.
I'm fasting. I'm fasting throughout the day. And then I eat it when my kids get home around 4. And then I have like this 3-hour window or 2-hour window where I eat whatever the hell I want, because I figured I can't eat that many calories
Yeah.
in a 2-hour period. Maybe I can if I go to like CC's Pizza or something, but I'm not, so
Slamming Twinkies.
yeah. But to answer your question, Blabs, you want me to read this off?
Yeah.
The ingredients are water, citric acid. Here's the one that kind of scares me. Natural flavor, right? Sodium citrate, black carrot juice, caffeine, salt, monopotassium phosphate, sucralose, xanthan gum. Now I'm feeling less and less good about my decision.
Yeah.
Gatorade is not good for you unless you're sick or you've been outside all day working and sweating your ass off and you need something like a pick-me-up. That's
Is-
the only time you should be drinking those. Not for energy drinks.
Oh, sorry. Is sucralose sugar, or is that a replacement, like a stevia?
Artificial sugar. Yeah.
Oh,
It's like stevia.
It's the fake
yeah. Stevia, I don't hate, but I wouldn't like put it in my coffee. But if I have these like coconut cluster things I eat that are sweetened with stevia, and they're fine. But any other artificial sweetener, I can't do. Not even a little bit.
Have
if
like
I
poison in
taste-
your body, Craig.
listen.
No. Like, I mean, it's just a taste thing. Like, it's because X-Ray Girl loves Coke Zero, and she's like, just have some of my drink, and I'm like, absolutely not. I'll go to the bathroom and drink from the sink if I have to right now.
Well, I need to find an alternative that can pump some caffeine into my system that does not taste like coffee, that is also not carbonated. So if anybody has those are like the three things. It has to taste good, no carbonation, can't taste like coffee.
How do you feel about tea?
Okay. I tried tea and I was so wired up. Like,
Really?
Yes.
But didn't you tell us
supposed to
you
be
soaked your
soothing.
tea bag for like 4 hours, so it was like super potent?
What I do with my tea bag is none of your business, Blabs.
Okay.
Uh,
What does that even mean?
Lots of con.
So many things.
No, I tried some green tea. I went to Sam's. I was at Costco, one of those big box stores, and I bought like a 1,000 pack. I was like, this is my solution. And I tried it. I was like, this will be so easy. It's tea. I'll just put some honey in it or something. It's all natural. Maybe I'll do some whatever. So I tried it once, and I felt like I was high as a kite. I was just like, oh, shaking like.
Green tea has a lot of caffeine. Maybe you just need like a smaller dose tea, right?
Like
Something
English
a little less
breakfast
intense.
tea.
Yes, exactly. Breakfast tea.
Great. Earl Grey.
I was hot on Mio Energy for a while, the water enhancer. It tastes good, but it's full of sucralose, so it's
Yeah,
not good
X-Ray
for
Girl
you.
uses that too. It won't touch it.
Well, maybe I'll tell you what. Maybe we'll do a tea show where like 30 minutes before the show, I have some green tea, and by the time the show is done, I'll either be dead or they'll be great. They'll be great entertainment. So.
Do like a pre-recording of the show just to see Craig like change his personality completely.
He's gonna be like Danny McBride and Hot Rod. I just drink green tea all morning. Yeah.
Eventually, he'll settle into it. Then he'll just become like Jean-Luc Picard and go up to his replicator and be like, tea, Earl Grey, hot.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Oh
Be
man,
really
well, look,
smooth about it.
what a great day for some caffeine conversation. I'll tell you what. I'm glad everybody's here. Thank you guys very much for tuning in. I want to remind you guys, we are live over at Rumble at rumble.com/sidescrolls. You can join the freedom of speech party over there as we move past 4,000 followers over there. We have passed 4,000. Let's get to that 5 now. If you're new, make sure you hit the follow button over there. Growing every single day over there, which is really, really great. We also have a Twitter account at SidescrollerPod where we post all sorts of like clips and stuff and memes and all sorts of great stuff. In addition to that, we also have an Instagram account, don't we, Blabs?
We do, and we're sitting at 721 followers, so we're hitting some numbers every single day. And so if you're not following us on Instagram, you're sad.
Hey, those are rookie numbers. Let's bump those numbers up. Let's get to that. Let's get to those 4 digits. That 1,000. Let's go. Also, we have the show audio version over on Spotify. If you hate looking at our faces, you can actually listen to us on Spotify every single day because Blab's been uploading that. It's been really, really great. I want to encourage you, if you're new to the channel, to hit the subscribe button. We are currently sitting at an amazing 53,980. Oh, we've actually dropped 2 subscribers since I saw you guys. 985.
It's the tea talk.
15 subscribers away from 54,000. So hit that subscribe button and join this common sense community we have going on over here. Hit the thumbs up button as well. Our goal is 300 every single show. We've been knocking that out of the ballpark the last few days. And let's see if we can knock out the 20 memberships goal today. That'd be great. But yeah, we got a lot going on today. We are workshopping an idea. And when I say workshopping, Marc was like, hey, why don't you put your super chats on the bottom of the screen? So we have this down here on the bottom of the screen, which may or may not be used
Your
today.
name here.
Yeah, I just put it there. So, if somebody comes in with a sweet, let's put a minimum on it. What do you like? Blaz, pick a number between 10 and 7,000.
69.
Okay, if you donate $69 today, your name will go on the bottom of the screen.
I was muted, but it was a very happy
I
yeah.
saw it again.
So, okay, but I love it, Blabs. The $69 super chat scroller on the bottom of the screen for $69 only. There you go. Once again, Blabs came up with that. That's wonderful.
I like make the case to X-Ray Girl. It's like, X-Ray Girl, I got a big video coming out this week. I need $69 exactly. Like, why? Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that's good. The $69 scroller. I love it. That's great. Yeah, that's ridiculously dumb. But look, we got so much going on, and I can't wait to get into it. Do you guys have anything that you'd like to share before we get into all the gaming news that we care about? Mark, you got anything you want to tell anybody? Any videos we got going on?
Well, actually, my review of RoboCop Rogue City came out today, or is coming out after the show. I forget when I scheduled it for. But my editor, Classy Vigilante, just cut together some of me streaming the game from when I first started playing it throughout developing my thoughts on the game. Then we get to the main credits, and I basically give a review. But yeah, I went in there and threw some extra gameplay footage in, so it looks pretty nice. And that's a very good video game that you should definitely play.
Awesome. That is
That for
outstanding.
$1.
What about you guys? Eric, Kayla, you guys got any crazy movies that you've been watching lately that everyone should go watch with you?
We're finishing up the Chucky franchise this weekend, Friday and Monday, doubleheader to wrap up the final 2 movies of the. How many movies are in that franchise?
Like 6 or something.
7 or 8.
8, 10. I don't know. 42.
We've got the TV show next. So
Lots of movies.
And we're starting our trip to Hogwarts soon.
Ooh, wow.
We've been
Maybe I
sorted
can
into
join you.
our houses.
Oh, yes, Craig has to because we have a certain guest coming on, don't we?
We've
Craig?
already watched the
He
first one,
needs
so
to-
Craig, you got to catch up. So we can have you as a special guest on one of them.
Craig
You
needs
wanna
to
be.
research at least the first 3 movies. Let's put it that way.
Nothing would make me happier than to watch a movie with you guys and react to it for the first time.
Okay. I just now realized you were talking about the movies. I thought you meant Hogwarts. I was like, wait, it's a real place?
No.
He's thinking they are real
Universal.
places. They're filmed all over the UK and Scotland.
I was wondering if like there was a place in Scotland that was like, yeah, that's the castle they shoot it at.
Yeah,
I was
there's
like,
some
wow,
of them.
that's
You can
wild.
do actual real tours, like unofficial tours, and go to all different castles and stuff. Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
So 2
It's
weeks from
Blabs'
today,
excuse to come to the next UK meetup.
Yeah.
2 weeks from today, our first Sorcerer's Stone reaction hits.
Craig.
So
2
What?
weeks,
Don't-
bro. You
don't
got 2
yell at
weeks
me.
to get
Stop.
going.
Stop yelling at me.
No.
It's ridiculous. I'll tell you who I am going to yell at. As Big Balls Tomby came in with a 69 pound,
Yeah, all right, Zombie.
69-pound super chat. First one ever on the $69 support scroller on the bottom of the screen. Let's go. Outstanding. I had to change that up there. Give it up for Tomby right there.
Yeah,
Woo,
Tomby.
woo.
Tomby's a good guy. He streams Final Fantasy 14 with Smooth the DJ. Another good guy.
hey, well,
69 for 69. Let's go.
let's go with that. Man, that's awesome. I feel like that should be it's just constantly scrolling down there. It's really bizarre and distracting. So I'll tell you what. We'll keep it up there for a little bit and we'll bring it back down just as a reminder, but it's great. Thank you guys very much for your support. Dan came in with the $2 super chat. Says, I'm enjoying my 2 cups of plain black coffee. Let's go. Plain black coffee or black plain coffee. 2 cups. How much caffeine is in a cup of coffee?
I don't think about it.
500
I think it
milligrams?
depends on the coffee.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something with a 5.
The correct
It's,
amount.
it's either 5 or 500 milligrams of caffeine.
That's a lot. 500 milligrams is a lot.
Okay,
Yeah.
so maybe it's 5. It's something with a 5.
Maybe it's
5 is extremely low.
So
5 is
maybe
like
it's
drinking water.
50. 50 is it like 50? I don't
It's
know.
in that range.
Somebody in chat will probably
Somewhere
know.
there.
Yeah.
That's good. I love your precise measurements. It's somewhere between 5 and infinity. I don't know, whatever.
That's my life. Yeah, precise measurements.
Hey, Blake came in with the 2. Says a show where Craig gets teabagged. No, that will not be happening. Blake.
Oh.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that. But
Well, I mean,
appreciate
there
this.
was something about Halo 2 happening apparently later.
Oh yeah,
That's
we're
like
gonna talk.
the
we're
origin of the teabag.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna be talking Halo 2 in a little bit. Alan came in with the $9.99. Says I heard there was a Minority Report sequel that was going to be coming out, but they thought it was racist because all the criminals were minorities.
Had me going for a second. I love Minority Report. That's a great movie.
Alan, what's up? Thank you very much. Appreciate that greatly. That's outstanding. Blake came in with the 2. Says Hogwarts Badgers represent. I don't even know what that means.
It means Hufflepuffs represent. Is there a Hufflepuff on here? Anybody?
We're not.
No.
revealing
I
that.
cannot
Sorry, Blake.
confirm
Blake,
nor
you're alone.
deny.
Are the
You're alone on that.
Badgers their team?
No, it's the mascot for Hufflepuff.
Oh, okay.
There's
Do you
really
not
only
know
one.
Harry Potter, Mark?
No, not really. I've seen
Oh.
the movies, but I never read the books.
It's
so
fine.
that's
It's fine.
cool.
I'm fine. It's fine.
I played Hogwarts Legacy, X-Ray Girls copy, because we're Steam friends.
Yay.
Yeah. It was okay. It was Harry
Yeah.
Potter Arkham, basically. It's fine.
Eh. Anyway, it's fine. Go on, Craig. You're the
Sorry.
what?
Yes. This is really. There's only one thing that I can say about that. As I was listening to you guys talk about this, there's only one thing talking about badgers of all things. It's ridiculous.
Badgers? Badgers? We don't need no stinking badgers!
There you go.
That
Where's
the
that
best part of
from?
it.
It's from UHF, the greatest movie in
UHF,
the world.
I've not seen it.
Oh my god.
Twinkie hot dogs.
She loves a Twinkie hot
Twinkie
dog.
hot dogs. They're good. They're
Twinkie
good.
wiener sandwich.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're actually very good.
She doesn't put the cheese whiz on it though.
No.
Or
cheese
dunk it in
whiz.
milk.
Ew.
Just a Twinkie and a hot
I
dog.
think he dunks it in coffee in the movie. I think that's what he does.
Is it coffee or milk?
Oh no, it is milk. Yeah, because it's like old milk. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, listen.
Well, listen, speaking of Hogwarts Legacy, apparently they got the 66 Grammys Best Score soundtrack nominated. There you go. I just got a tweet for that. Woohoo. Okay, carry on.
The Grammys are still happening.
Apparently.
I mean, the score is good. It's John
it's
Williams.
decent. Stop.
I don't think it's. I don't
Just
think,
Hogwarts Legacy is not John Williams.
no. Oh, the soundtrack to Hogwarts Legacy. I thought you meant to Harry Potter because you said best soundtracks of all time. So I thought this was like.
Yeah, the
everything.
year apparently for Hogwarts Legacy Grammys. What,
Oh,
Craig?
okay.
Go on.
Nobody cares.
I don't care about that either. You were talking about Hogwarts Legacy. It was a gaming news quick hit. Done.
You know what?
We're
Everybody
done
cares.
already.
War Machine coming in with 5 gifted memberships. Let's go.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, War Machine. That is spectacular. That is awesome stuff right there. Thank you very much, War Machine. And Henry Davis with 20 gifted
Ooh.
memberships. Let's stink and go. I got to put some people on the wall.
Listen, you know, I think we should play something
So
anytime we
phrasing
get
there,
that.
Greg.
Hang on. Please hold. I think we should play this.
I love pickles. Pickles are the best. Pickles are tasty, and I don't drink the pickle juice.
There you go. I felt like we need to play something spicy for the gifted subs today.
Can
I
we?
love it.
Can you cut that down to where it just sounds at the end? It sounds like he's going to say, and I don't drink there's a hard P. It sounds like he's going to say, and I don't drink the P. Like that's what it sounds like. Can you make it cut right there to where it sounds like that?
Okay, if you really want me to.
I absolutely would love that.
Gotta go find it. Okay.
Love that. Well, I would think that'd be great.
Dan's P. Got it. Okay.
Yep. Love it. Love it. All right, here we go. Look, we got some people to put on the wall this morning, starting with Tomby. Let's go. Look at it, Tomby, with a 69 right there. Oh, where are we going? We're going. Oh my God, let's go over here next to Nikki. Not even on the wall, all the way over here.
You need a new wall.
He's gonna like do a my big fat Greek wagon and fall off with the microphone.
Smaller
Microphone.
post-its.
You should get a roll-in wall. With
Yeah.
more names.
Oh, you know what? Well, I'll tell you what. Here's the thing. And this is breaking news. Today is the last day that this is going to look like this because I have purchased a stand-up desk because I am tired of sitting all day. So next time you see me, we will actually have more wall above because the camera will be looking up. So yeah, I'm very excited. I'm also very excited because Henry Davis came in with those 20 gifted memberships. Look at it.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know what? It's got to come off the wall. We got to come off that wall right there. Let's put you right here. There we go. That's good. We got to fill those spots now. I got to take off the skateboard. All right, man. There you go, Tommy. Thank you so much getting on our first ever on the scroller down, which is great. It makes sense to have a scroller on a show without side scrolling.
Called side scrollers.
Yeah, it certainly does. Blaz, read it off from Orthodox Monks with the $20 super chat.
All right, movie quote of the day. I must say, Dr. Hill, I'm very disappointed in you. You steal the secret life of death, and here you are tristing with a bubble-headed co-ed. Okay, you're not even a second-rate scientist, Dr. Herbert West, Reanimator.
Orthodox monks, I have no idea what that is. I love that Blab struggled through it. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
I don't know if I said co-ed right. It was a co-ed. I don't know. It means
Co-ed.
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 Yeah, I was right.
Yeah,
Okay.
means like someone
College girl.
Yeah, college girl, exactly. Have you guys seen Reanimator before?
I have, but she hasn't
Yeah.
on our list for our channel.
Been a long time, but yes. It's very
Yes.
strange.
There's a whole Reanimator trilogy.
Never saw anything but the first one.
Blake also says, just for Raoul's Animal Kingdom. Let's go. Badgers? That's right. That's exactly what it's from. Raoul's Animal Kingdom. All right, let's get into it. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for hard news.
Yeah!
Wow, love that. Let's go.
It's awesome.
Thank you, Mark. Appreciate that.
You know what we need to do though before we start the hard news? We need to get a clip of Eric just going, yeah, and then just add it to the end of that.
Oh, right. Oh, you're right now.
Mhm.
Yeah!
One more time.
One more time. Jeez.
Mhm.
Yeah!
Thank you.
Nailed it.
2119.
Thank you. All right, excellent. Thank you, Blaz. Put the time code in. We'll absolutely add the yeehaw to the end of that. As the show is a constant evolution, and you have just added to it tremendously, Eric.
Surprise Adam on Wednesday when you use that.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, "What the fuck?"
You replacing me?
Right. Okay, let's get into our first story today. I love talking about auctions online. I love talking about nostalgic things, and we have a major piece of nostalgia for a lot of people, as an iconic piece of Star Wars was recently sold off, as C-3PO's head was sold at an auction. Did you guys see this news story? I put it in the thing, but did you guys see how much it was sold for?
No.
Excellent. This is good. So if I was to tell you the head from the original 1977 Star Wars Episode 4, to me that's like the first one, but whatever.
Yeah.
A New Hope.
Star Wars.
The first one, and it is authentic because it has the bumps and all sorts of stuff. We'll show you in just a second. It was sold at the prop store auction. What do you think that the original C-3PO head was sold for? Mark, you first. We're playing Price is Right rules, closest without going over.
400,000.
400,000. Blabs, did you see this story?
I saw the title. I want to guess like 100,000.
Okay, so we have Mark at 400,000. Chat, obviously, you guys throw it out there as well, whether you're watching live or post.
You first.
Ladies first.
No, you first.
Oh, look,
690,000.
600. I like what you did there. Yes, Eric. Eric with $690,000. So right now we have Blabs at 100. We have Mark at 400 and Eric at 690,000. Kayla.
$1.2 million.
$1 million.
Okay.
I don't know.
In the best way possible, the closest without going over, is Eric's guess of $690,000 as the iconic C-3PO head sells for $800,000 at auction.
Double my guess.
Yes, which nostalgia is a powerful drug, man. Powerful drug. But as you can see, it has been authenticated with the bumps attached to it. The bumps over its, I guess.
Can you
these are
zoom in
things.
a little bit?
Sure, I can zoom in. Of course. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, there we go. But you can see they've won in and they've looked at it and they've see the bumps. I guess this happened during the film. I don't remember these or the filming. Do you guys recall these incidents where there's bumps and stuff in the forehead?
Probably just dropped it.
Yeah,
and,
I remember him having those bumps. I don't remember them happening in the film. I do remember the little divot he has, though.
Okay.
Oh, it's coming from Anthony Daniels himself. Wow.
Can you wear it?
That's a
Do you
great
get to
question.
keep Anthony Daniels?
Maybe, yeah, I feel like it only fits Anthony Daniels' head, right? It's
He just
like
tells you the
molded.
weather in the morning. Good morning, sir. It is 38 degrees.
We
Some
should get a cup
weirdo's
of
gonna buy
coffee.
that so they can wear it in the bedroom.
Ew.
Oh, you're
You
not
like
wrong.
that, baby? Ah, no. Hard no.
I am human cyborg relations.
That's the name of one of my channels.
Yeah, it is.
Not even kidding.
C3PO, the actor Anthony Daniels, decided to sell off his personal Star Wars collection, which, by the way, pretty amazing that he was able to hold on to this, because most of these props usually go back to the studio after things. But which, alongside the C3PO head, also included other bits of the droid, original scripts, and even parts of the iconic Millennium Falcon Daniels saved from a bonfire after filming wrapped on Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. The C3PO head sold for $843,000, though analysts ahead of time expected a potential sale price of up to $1.2 million. So,
So I was kind of right.
yeah, you should be an analyst, and you'd be wrong. But
Well,
I say, do you think should he be upset that somebody was like, "You're going to get 1.2 million," and I say in quotations, only got $843,000 for it? Would you
the
be
value of Star Wars going down every day?
Yeah, that's I was about to say. I was like, I think you could have got 1.2 million on it 10 years ago. Like, no problem, actually, because
And
Star
that's with
Wars
inflation the way it is
merchandise
today.
was still valuable. But now it's like, who really cares? I mean,
How much did his red arm go for? That's what
Did they
I-
have something about his red arm? I don't think they sold off the red arm. At least
so it's
not
probably going
according-
to use it as a toilet paper holder, just a fingers out. And so.
Apparently, there's a link to another article here that a lost Episode 4 X-wing. I don't know.
I mean, maybe one of the models for the special effects.
Oh, like the
Yeah.
the miniature.
It's
Probably
a
not
20,
full size.
a 20-inch model. Yes, I was going to say.
Okay.
It's a 20-inch model used to create the special effects scenes like the destruction of the Death Star. The X-wing sold by Heritage Auctions here in Dallas. Man, they have a fine way of driving up the price, which is crazy. For $3.1 million.
Jeez.
a 20-inch model for that's
That's cooler than its C-3PO's head, though.
Yeah, I was about to say that's exactly what I was gonna say too. It's X-wings are they're cooler than C-3PO though. They are.
I'm with that. I'm like,
but 20 inches, it's like this big.
I'm sorry. Hang on.
Wow,
Can you do
you
that
think
again?
that's 20 inches?
Come
Yeah,
on, do it again. How big
Can you
was
show
it?
us 20 inches
20
one more
inches
time?
like this
You can
big.
get smaller.
It was this big.
Oh gosh.
This is great.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. Is just a model cooler than the actual helmet that was used like for multiple movies? I think the C-3PO helmet's way cooler.
I think so
I
too,
don't know.
but
I mean, here's the thing. I think there's a value to the actual character itself, where they shit all over the character in the sequel, so he's less cool now.
He wasn't that cool to begin with.
That's exactly the point
I guess-
too. He wasn't that great. He was kind of a shithead.
I guess the context I'm looking at it in though is you think of something like a replica X-wing model that's really, really high end. Those can be ultra expensive as it is. So one of the X-wings that actually did blow up the Death Star, like for real in the movie,
For real?
like it did. It was
For
one of
real.
the things that you saw flying around in there because they used it in the SFX shots. So that was one of the X-wings from the actual Battle of Yavin, right?
It was,
You know,
you think
Luke Skywalker did.
the quality of the model, the actual model, is better or worse than the replicas that people make?
Oh,
I would likely say better. I mean, they had to be used for very high quality film, and I mean, think of how much time they would take on those models. Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess you could probably make one with more shading in it or something, but you know, there's something kind of cool about owning the thing that was actually in the movie. Like, you'll see it on screen. You'll be like, hey, that's that toy I have over there flying around in friggin' Star Wars. If you watch one of the despecialized editions or the VHS or I think initial DVD release, or maybe not. No, I don't think it was ever on DVD. because the original cuts have new special effects. So if you watch Star Wars on Disney Plus, that X-wing will be nowhere to be found. But if you watch the original movie where they actually use stop motion special effects and miniatures to do the Battle of Yavin and things like that, that would probably be more valuable to you to be like, yeah, that's my X-wing.
Right.
But 3.2 million, huh?
Right. It's funny because I feel like, well, when you go back and you look at an actor like the guy who played C-3PO, right, and he has this head that he's these pieces of memorabilia that he's had in his collection for 40 something years now, right? I guess going on 45. I guess 1977 to 2023, is that 45 years, 40 something years? He sold at a certain point, like it's just stuff. So wouldn't you rather sell off all that stuff and set your family up for just a really great nest egg that can go, $800,000 is a ton of money to a lot of people that could literally change your family's fortune for a long time. I think at a certain point, don't you just be like, yeah, okay, I've had it for a long time and it's time to let go. I think he's probably making the right decision here. He doesn't have value for it, but I don't know. What are y'all's thoughts on that?
I would absolutely sell it if I were him. I think the person who bought it is kind of done with their money.
Yeah, I would never spend $800,000 on that, especially C-3PO's character.
Yeah.
Forget that.
R2D2. Yeah.
R2D2's a shithead, though, right? I mean, let's be real. He's the absolute shithead of the two of them, but I would prefer R2D2.
What?
Wait,
R2's is infinitely more useful.
Yeah, he is, but he's also a little shithead, too.
He's got an attitude. Yeah.
He's got such an attitude.
Do his beeps offend thee? Is it the beep?
No,
beep
no. It's just
how offensive was that? Jeez, they burned Gina over that. Beep bop beep.
Wait. Aren't they both like as
Droid.
somebody who doesn't care, right? Whether it's R2D2 or C-3PO, like, do people not like those characters? Because I thought they were both kind of like, aren't they both
people
likable?
love
I
them,
mean,
yeah.
yeah, like they're well regarded, but as far as like if you could pick two Star Wars characters to like
They
hang
wouldn't
out
be
with, R2 might, but
Maybe.
C-3PO definitely won't be.
Yeah. No one's gonna pick C-3PO.
No, like
They're
he's
"You
on
shut up."
nobody's list. Like,
Okay.
It'd be
well,
like Luke Skywalker or Darth Vader or something like that. You wouldn't pick the Golden Tin Man.
Well,
Chopper.
let's do a poll, Blabs.
Okay.
Who would you rather hang out with, C-3PO or R2D2?
Okay.
you find an English butler with bad anxiety, and you got C-3PO.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to our next story. As I can't wait to see the results of this poll, which is great. All right. Do you remember about 20 years ago when everybody liked Tina Fey and everybody thought she was like the next Queen Bee of comedy? And she was so funny coming off Saturday Night Live. And they released a movie called Mean Girls. It was funny. It was about high school life. And this girl is a kind of an fish out of water story where this girl from Africa moves to America and everything is so different and it's fun. And she sees things. There's all sorts of metaphors in it. How she sees girls squabbling like animals. And it was just kind of I wouldn't say it's a classic, but I would say it's a highly regarded movie. Y'all's thoughts on Mean Girls, the original movie? Did y'all like that one?
I quote it honestly all the time. Get in,
Yeah, I
loser.
love
We're going
that.
shopping.
Yeah.
It definitely captured what high school was like about that era. Well, my era, I was in high school like
2000s.
2 years before that. You were in high school when it came out, so
Yeah, no, I think it's a fantastic movie.
Yeah.
Funny and light, and yeah, it pretty much sums up high school at that time.
it's a pretty
Mark?
fresh movie.
Did Mean Girls sum up high school for you, Mark?
No, like maybe second year university, because that was the year that I was in the movie Mean Girls.
You were in the movie Mean
Yeah,
Girls?
he was in the fucking movie. He just
What?
sent me a photo presenting Mark the Cyborg in Mean Girls.
Yeah,
Look,
I'm just in the
there he
background.
is.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Hold
No,
on.
not kidding.
What is this? What? This is breaking news. What has happened here?
He just texted
Yeah.
me that. I had to switch accounts, so it took me a minute. Look at that.
Wait.
Little
So
That's
baby Mark the Cyborg
amazing.
is right there in Mean Girls.
okay, well,
Yeah, I'm
Mark,
actually
tell us
that
then,
short too.
what happened here? Like,
How'd
I
that
was-
happen?
Yeah, I just used to act in movies to make money and get experience in the film industry when I was in university because I was a film student. And yeah, Mean Girls was one of the jobs that both my sister and I did. And my sister actually was Lindsay Lohan's. I guess I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. She danced in a movie with Lindsay Lohan where she absolutely wasn't her dance double, officially. And
why would you not be able to say that? I don't understand.
because
why
it was
that-
in her contract to not get a credit because Lindsay Lohan had a pop album coming out, and so they didn't want anyone knowing that she had someone do she does a DDR scene, and my sister does like these crazy DDR things where she's like flipping around. My sister was a professional dancer, so she knows how to dance very, very well. And yeah, so yeah, I've met her a couple times, and she's kind of nice, at least from what I could tell. But really shit talked one of the other pop stars at the time. Like I think it was Hilary Duff, because she like dated her ex-boyfriend, and
Disney girls.
accused her of doing a lot of the
This is
things
so
that then it came out Lindsay
juicy.
Lohan was doing later. So I found that always kind of funny. But yeah,
That's
no, I mean that was
What's crazy is
that
they
was like
put that in
20
the
years ago
contract,
now, though. So I mean,
thinking
know,
that anyone would believe that Lindsay Lohan could actually do intense DDR dance.
I mean,
They put
like,
an NDA on her.
well, I guess the thing is like the music label might have been like, hey, we don't want dance double to be a credit she has in this film. But I mean, my sister bought her first car because of it. Because of not taking the
awesome.
credit. I mean, like it was extra
They gave her
money.
more money for not credited. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Basically, yeah, like
Wait,
but yeah,
wait,
so I mean that's my little Mean Girls story.
hold on. This is way more important. Way more important than anything we were going to talk about with the stupid reboot. Okay.
I mean,
So you're telling me that this right here, this is not Lindsay Lohan doing all these sweet moves?
okay, so it is when it's like a close up, or I think even these wides when she's doing simple stuff. But when she starts like jumping over the bar and things, that's my sister.
Right. Well, that makes total sense.
Yeah,
right?
Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen. Okay, so I actually did have another bomb to throw in there.
Uh-oh.
This movie is the reason why both the characters in this scene, Lindsay Lohan and Megan Fox, were at my high school prom.
What?
Not even kidding. No
Did
one knew
you
who they
dance
were.
with them?
No. I had a girlfriend, but
So
the only we didn't know who they so we didn't know who they were. The only thing we knew of Lindsay was hey, that's the girl who was the twins in the Parent Trap. Like that's how we knew her. We didn't think of her as like, oh my god, that's Lindsay Lohan from Mean Girls. Like, geez, it was not a thing. And then Transformers hadn't happened yet, so no one knew who Megan Fox was. We found that out later. We just thought that was Lindsay Lohan's friend Megan.
hang on. You see Megan Fox and you guys don't go duh. Like,
right.
hello?
No,
You're
I
not-
mean,
it's-
this is the crazy. Like when people,
This
it's
is
the thing I hate the
pre-crazy Megan
most about.
Fox.
I will say this. I think it's the craziest thing when people say, "Hey, no, there's the video game characters are designed to be too attractive. No one looks like that." No, that's incorrect. There's a lot of hot girls in the world, man. Like, and a bunch of them
There's
went to our
only
school.
one
So
Megan
honestly,
Fox.
no, Lindsay Lohan and Megan Fox walked into the room, and it wasn't even like they were like stunning. They just, there were two other girls that were there.
Did you
Right?
go to school with like all the hottest chicks and like whatever?
I mean,
society?
okay.
Like
Fucking
you don't even
girls
give a
out of
shit
school.
that Lindsay and Megan are there.
All right, I went to an art school, so that was a factor. But yeah, I mean, but like go to a bar, man. Most of the waitresses look as hot as Megan Fox. Like she's not that crazy looking.
Wow,
really.
they must have a really hot bunch of waiters and bartenders in Canada.
I'm in
Yeah,
Canada,
where do you
man.
live? Jeez,
Canada, we're the sexy people of the north.
You can't
You're
tell
the-
that you're sexy. You guys are always wearing toques and shit. There's no figure.
That's how we hide it.
Here's the thing about being sexy. Oftentimes you're crazy, which also lines up for Canadians, which is good. All right, let's get to the actual story here, though, because Mark, I'm sure that. Listen, I realize that you may be very close to this story. All right, now that we know how immensely personal it is to you, so I'm going to need your thoughts on: are you willing to appear in the reboot of Mean Girls, which was announced? The first trailer was released. It is coming January 12th.
Say to
Mark.
Disney Plus. Say to Disney Plus, please.
It says nothing about to Disney Plus.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, okay, yeah, it's gonna be terrible. That would make sense because Tina Fey's a SNL person and NBC's
I think it's in
SNL.
theaters too. I think it's a Peacock Theaters thing.
I mean,
Is it-
I don't know. I guess I feel about it the same way I'd feel about any movie being rebooted. Okay, who's writing it and is it going to be funny? Because
No,
could be.
don't give me that shit. Don't give me that shit, Mark. You know that you have an immense personal connection to this, and that
Yeah.
if you're not invited back to be guy in background of dance scene number 5, that you'll be extremely
Probably like
upset.
number 500. But
Are you credited in the movie, Mark?
no, I was a non-union background actor, but it gave me a lot of time on sets, like checking out how things work, and helped me out when I started making my own movies.
Women.
Does background actor just mean extra? Or does background?
Yeah, it's an extra.
It
It's
just
an
means
extra.
extra, right? Okay.
Yeah, background is what they call it now, and some of them get offended if you say extras. But I don't care, man. Like
They literally are extras.
you're living
Why do you get
scenery is what you
offended?
are, and I mean it's honestly not an insult because set dressing is important. So if you have a Super Bowl and there's 30 people in the stands, you'd be like, oh well, these are people, they're not set. It's like no. We need people to make this set halfway believable. Otherwise, it looks stupid because it's the Super Bowl and the arena's empty. Come on,
All right. So they have announced the movie without Mark the Cyborg here, which is
They
just
probably replace him with a one-armed black girl or something.
oh
Yeah, it's basically like the other side of my yin yang.
But Tina Fey is back. She is back in it. Apparently, she's the writer of this thing, so she's bringing it back a new generation. 20 years later, it has the whole thing with Regina George and a multicultural group of
Why don't
friends.
they just use new characters? Like why make it Regina again?
Yeah, it's a
it's
remake. It's so stupid.
It's
John
literally
Hamm?
a remake, but the teachers are the same. The principal and Tina Fey's character are the exact same actors.
Yeah, which is why they should just have it be a school and make it so that they could reference like, there was
Yeah,
a
like,
similar
didn't
thing
we
with-
just do this shit like 20 years ago? Like,
yeah,
something
20
like
years
that.
ago this happened and a girl got like paralyzed or something.
right. Yeah, it's odd that her name is actually Regina George. The exact 20 years ago,
It's just
Regina
a
George.
remake. Yeah.
It's literally a remake. I
Yes.
mean, it's like the same script practically.
The
Mhm.
only thing they could really add in like 20 years is there wasn't social media in the original Mean Girls.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
I mean-
I don't see any aspects.
Yeah,
of
they're
that
even
in
doing the
show.
same dance sequences.
Except
like
it's
just-
even
Yeah.
sluttier, I think, this version.
My issue is I watched this trailer and I didn't see a single attractive person in it.
No, they're all hideous.
I'm kind of with
They're
you.
just like normal looking people. Yeah.
I think
That's
that's the thing. When you look, I'm guessing this is the Lindsay Lohan character
Yeah.
over here.
Probably.
Right. What was her name in the movie?
Katie
Oh,
Haring.
I know
Yeah.
who she is. She was in that one with Ryan Gosling and Russell Crowe. Oh God,
Okay.
I'm forgetting the name of it. The Nice Guys. And she's also the one who does the student announcements, PA announcements in the
Yeah,
Spider-Man
from
movies.
Spider-Man movies.
Oh,
Spider-Man,
yeah,
like,
no wonder she looked familiar.
She looks like the girl
she's the
who
only one I
plays.
recognize. Though.
Yeah, she looks like the girl who plays Jim's girlfriend in The Office. You know.
Yeah,
Her
Pam.
name- Andrea
mom.
Rice.
Her Pam plays her mom in this movie. That's the
Oh.
one thing that from the trailer that I think they maybe did well is the mother-daughter casting. Like the actresses that play the daughters look very similar to the actresses that play the mothers. Like they look
Mhm.
like they could be related. That's maybe the only thing that I liked about it.
Yeah, the chick's name is Andrea Rice. She's an Australian actress. Yep, known for Spider-Man, The Last Thing He Told Me, Apple TV miniseries, stuff like that.
I think there's a larger question here, and that when you look at something like this movie is not even 20 years old, and
Exactly.
we're remaking it.
Well, they
Whether
did that
we're
with Harry
rebooting-
Potter. They're rebooting.
It'll be its 20th anniversary when it comes out in 2024.
Oh, Harry Potter is kind of a different scenario, though, right? Because that's a big series of books that was condensed into a movie series. So there is things you
It's
could
gonna
do
be
to make
different
an
for sure.
Yeah, you
but
can- you
still,
can
it's
make
not
a
even
new-
20 years old is my argument. Saying like, come on, let things rest, and then maybe in 50 years try.
Oh, okay. I guess what I was saying more is that the silliness about trying to remake Mean Girls is most people agree that Mean Girls is a pretty funny movie. Like
Mhm.
I think that most of the people are like, oh, Mean Girls, why would I watch that? Or like, it's like, no, you didn't watch it. It's like Clueless. Clueless was another one
Yeah.
from like 10 years prior that it was a movie about a high school girl who, I mean, I guess this one was kind of the opposite where she was vapid and kind of learned to be more cool, but it was basically from the perspective of one of the Mean Girls. And but guys watched it because it was a funny movie, and it gave us
Yeah.
people like Paul Rudd. That was the first place I ever
There
saw
was
him.
hot chicks in it.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
the
I have a
first time.
story about Mean Girls. When I was in college, I had 2 best guy friends, and neither one of them had seen Weird Girls. And I was like, "You guys have to watch." And they're like, we don't want to watch this chick flick now." And I'm like, "All right, promise, I'll watch it." They watched it and they freaking loved it. So it's not even like a chick flick. Like guys like this
Yeah,
movie too.
it's good
And,
comedy.
yeah,
Like, it's
everybody
just funny.
likes it. It's like a well-rounded, funny film for everybody. Why are you remaking it? And the only difference is the diversity changes. Everything else is the exact same.
Well, I guess we got to see what, like, do they have jokes? Do they have jokes that are new, and are they good? It's kind of, I guess, the big thing. And I think the risky thing about remaking Mean Girls of all things is like, why would you remake something that's highly regarded? And,
Yeah.
It kind of seems like they're gonna kind of bring like a Glee flair to it with some more
Musical numbers?
Yeah, musical
Oh,
numbers.
no.
Well, there is a musical after Mean Girls. Mean Girls musical,
Right.
isn't there?
Yeah, so
There
I
is-
think they're
there's a
maybe
Broadway.
blending that in there a little bit.
Maybe.
well, I
As-
mean, yeah, I guess that's significant. That's a pretty big
They're trying
change.
to do more TikTok videos. Where they
Right.
do, like,
And as the trailer says, it's a new twist from Tina Fey. Now, the
Are
irony
they
on
playing
all
it
that,
safe?
well, okay, but everything they show in this is
It's
the
the same.
original movie. It's like
Yeah.
so whatever the new twist is, there's the twist is this guy's black now, or this girl is whatever.
Unique.
And I mean, the whole diversity thing, I could care less. I really could care less. If you think that the white guy plays the role better than the black guy, or the black guy plays the role, and whoever's the best, just give him the job. I don't really care.
Mhm.
Now, obviously, social media is the one thing that has changed, but I think the question I have is, what the fuck does Tina Fey know about high school life now? She's like a
Right?
55-year-old woman,
How
like,
old are her kids?
Her kids are probably high school aged.
Maybe, yeah, that might be it.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe. Let's see. Let's just see how old. So Tina Fey is 53 years old. So if she had a kid when she was in her
She
mid,
started later. She
Okay.
started later.
Okay, all right. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's where she's getting her inspiration from. So she has a kid who was born in 2005. That put them at
17-ish, 18. So they've been
Yeah,
in high school.
18.
okay. Maybe that's where it is. Okay, all right. So maybe that's what the fuck Tina Fey knows about
It just
high
feels
school.
very cheap. It's a cheap thing to do for an easy cash grab.
Are they going to have Lindsay Lohan and Rachel McAdams come back for?
Oh my
Yeah,
god, as a cameo,
cameo.
or something, that'd
Yeah.
be funny.
They should.
Also,
Absolutely.
the girl they have for Regina, I can't. How is she the popular girl? Like
She
Rachel
doesn't
McAdams,
look-
you can believe,
yeah.
but
Hmm.
Yeah, just kind of looks like a generic girl. Yeah.
Hmm.
All right, let's move on to our next story.
Well, before you do that, I'm going to end the poll. And the question was, who would you hang out with? And the answers are 77% of the chat would hang out with R2D2 over C3PO.
Get fucked, C3PO, idiot.
I mean, no, he's fine. He's just definitely not on. He's not on the short list of Star Wars characters you'd want to hang out with.
Okay. Blake came in, says, coming off the Star Wars conversation, says, thought only Han had a price on his head. Let's go.
Ah.
Thanks, Blake. Alan came back with the $4.99, says, my ex-girlfriend used to always call me Han Solo because I always shot first. Also, Wednesdays are for what?
Salt and pepper.
Yes, salt and pepper on Wednesdays. Also, Alan, very gross. Thank you for that. Wolfsbane came in with the 199, says, should have just made it a sequel about their kids. Yeah, I think
Mhm.
that's
I don't really understand why they had to make it a remake and not just.
In the same universe, kind
It's the
of.
same school, just 20 years
Yeah.
later.
Mhm.
Right.
Well, it's why the musical angle that makes me think, okay, I could see why she would want to do this. Because if she's like, hey, there's a musical that's based on my movie, what if I wrote a new script that adapted things so it's more about the modern teenager than the teenager of 10 years, oh god, like 20 years ago now. And geez, I'm old. But the adapt that script and make it a musical, I could see her really wanting to be involved with that and have that be a movie that you can just watch at home and don't have to go out to a theater to watch. But I mean, again, we'll have to see when it comes out. I'll say this much: I dislike the idea enough that I'm not going to see it in theaters. So that's I guess where I'm at with it.
It's
Disney
just mad they
Plus.
didn't call
I
it back
think
for his
the
extra.
I think a remake is not well. I think a sequel is the obvious choice, right? So a reboot or a remake is kind of the least obvious choice there. Like, why would you use the same characters? I don't know. Maybe she's gonna try and play with that.
Right. But I think the natural, if you're going to do something 20 years later, it would make sense for it to be a sequel based around their kids. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
That's obvious, right? Like, why wouldn't you do it that way? Well, she's not doing it that way.
we're the idiots. We're the idiots that are outside of this. So
it's more creative this way, I guess.
Way more creative.
They'd like to think.
Dan says, "What is Mean Girls?" Also made into a Broadway musical, or maybe What If? Yeah, I think they did. I can see why they rebooted it. Obviously, the original Mean Girls. Dan, I don't know. That just read like a bunch of word gibberish to me. I don't really know how I.
Is
but
he
Dan,
AI?
yes, Dan is an evil robot, so he's just spouting off words. What if Mean Girls also made into a musical?
Sorry. I didn't mean to activate the Canadian evil robots yet. I'll tell them to chill.
Thank you, Dan. I'm sorry for butchering that. I'm sure you had good intentions, but I can't read. Our boy John Graham. John coming in with the $20 super chat. John, great to see you, buddy. Says, thanks for helping me get up earlier. Great guest. So stoked to see Marc. Super nice and insightful guy.
Thanks, John.
Marc, did you know that Marc was in the original Mean Girls? Did you know that?
It's in the super chat.
Oh, I haven't got there yet. Grateful for me introducing me to you. Stunned he was in Mean Girls. Oh. you do.
Reading is hard for Craig, okay?
Well, I hadn't got there yet. He says, so fetch. Blaz better make a Hogwarts Legacy video.
I'm gonna do it. It's gonna happen.
That ain't gonna happen. John, thank you so much. Appreciate that. Hey, John is fetch. What a fetch guy.
So fetch.
Saint G also came in and says C-3PO can speak like 4,000 languages. So can Google. All right, Saint G.
I mean, I guess okay. I'll revise. You might want to hang out with C-3PO if you're a linguist. Like if you can be like, hey, teach me like 5 of these languages. I can pick them up real quick. Just give me the vowels.
I don't think his head actually talks though.
Hey, Jerry brings up.
We're assuming it's the whole character.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Not just the head. God.
It's Jerry brings up a good point. I may be a little neurodivergent.
How autistic are they?
That's right. Dude came in with the one says it could be interesting if it turns out the kids if it turns out to be the kids of the original students. Yes, I agree, dude. Absolutely. Thank you so much for your Rumble rant over there on the Rumble side. All right, let's go to our next story here. As a legend, let's say a legend. I don't know how to describe Omegle, but I would say a pillar of the
Wasn't
late
it called
2000s.
Omegle?
To me, it was always Omegle. Is it Omegle?
I think it's Omegle.
Okay,
are you okay, Craig? Omegle.
I'm reading it as it's phonetically says. It's O-M.
Rip Omegle.
Blabs, you shut your face, all right? This clearly says Omegle.
Yeah, that looks like the word Omegle to me, and I don't have any idea who this person was.
Omegle.
Or
Omegle, whatever. It's not around anymore. It's officially Odetto, all right?
Okay.
Omegle is dead. But the whole idea of this was you turn on your webcam and you show up in somebody else's space, somebody else's room. So it's like a matchmaker type thing, but a totally random matchmaker. And it made tons and tons of content, some good, some horribly bad, to where you would have, the idea behind Omegle was a good idea. But as always, we cannot have nice things on the internet, right? And what
I have
happened?
to side with Craig here for a second because that is an Omega.
Yeah, it's an Omega symbol. Yeah, thank you.
Omega.
I was trying so hard not to interrupt when I said that. I was like, I think Craig's right.
Blabs is right. Look at it.
Sorry, Craig.
I don't know, man. That's an Omega symbol.
Yeah, I think you're right. The pronunciation.
Not y'all shit. Go on.
No, this is horrible stuff. I don't even know how to.
How to come back from it? It's okay.
Hey, let's go to the internet. Let's find out. Here we are.
No.
We're going to the internet.com and we have this right here. How to say Omegle. You can just listen to it here as I will play it out loud so we can be discovered. Thank you, internet.
Therefore, the name of the website is Omegle.
Suck it. Let's go.
Team
No,
Mega.
nah.
I'm
he's
with
wrong.
Blabs. I
No.
just from internet
Common
speak,
logic.
people
Oh,
talking
Everybody-
about
God's
it.
ever saying I'm the Alpha and Omega.
Called it Omegle. Wherever you went, everyone called it Omegle.
Listen,
I
Maybe
never
this,
you were
Omegle
around people
in
who
my
pronounce
life.
things weird.
It's like GIF and GIF.
oh, listen,
It's
I literally had that conversation last night with a bunch of like 40-something-year-old guys playing basketball. The
Riveting.
GIF versus GIF conversation. But once again, I just to pour salt in the wound of Blabs one more time so everybody can hear it. It's very important. We all know.
The website is Omegle, not
Yeah.
Omegle, but rather
Omegle.
Omegle.
He literally said not Omegle.
Not Omegle.
No. The not was saying not Omegle. It's
What
fine.
does that guy know? Does he run
Yeah,
the
what does he know?
company?
He's not even real. He's AI.
It's a guy on the internet, and I trust him. He
Yeah.
has 1 million subscribers. All right.
Nice.
It's like one of the guys you'd run into on Omegle without their pants on.
It does
Yeah,
not
showing
sound
you-
at all
Yeah.
badass to say I am the Alpha and the Omega. Sounds dumb.
Omega.
So the founder of Omegle came on and said there was a message that was posted to Dexerto, and they said, and I quote, "The battle for Omegle has been lost." Man, how dramatic is that? But the war against the internet rages on. Virtually every online communication service has been subject to the same kinds of attacks as Omegle. And while some of them are much larger companies with with much greater resources, they all have their breaking point somewhere. I worry that unless the tides turn soon, the internet I fell in love with may cease to exist. And in its place, we have something closer to a souped-up version of TV focused largely on passive consumption and much less opportunity for active participation and genuine human connection. If that sounds like a bad idea for you, please consider donating to the Electric Frontier Foundation, an organization that fights for your rights online. From the bottom of my heart, thank you to everyone who used Omegle for positive purposes and to everyone who contributed to the site's success in any way. I'm so sorry I couldn't keep fighting for you. So there we go.
Sounds pretty based.
Yeah,
what were people doing?
very
People were
vague.
doing naughty things on it. What were they doing on it?
Listen.
Oh, you would get random guys with their pants off.
And you would
You
find
guys ever see the South Park episode where Cartman's going through chat roulette? It's
Oh.
like, okay, there's a guy jacking off. Okay, that's a guy jacking off. And,
Basically, what?
this guy's jacking off.
well, chat roulette and Omegle are kind of similar products.
Yeah.
You know, they're more or less just kind of like as chat roulette, as the name dictates or indicates. Yes, you would just randomly show up in somebody's chat, and that's kind of what Omegle was you show up and you just randomly appear in somebody's chat, and sometimes it's a guy jacking off, sometimes it's a girl in a furry outfit, and sometimes it's just someone looking to talk. I don't know,
This guy there's like, dude, I've been trying to find someone to talk to about video games for like 2 hours now, and I've just been seeing people putting things in their butts and jacking off. Please tell me you like to talk about video games with me.
And the guy stands up, he's not wearing pants.
Right. I never,
That's good.
as somebody who loves live content and loves watching things as they happen, I was always very fearful of, like, there was times where I was like, it'd be fun to do like an Omegle stream or a chat roulette stream, but the risk far outweighed the reward of doing something like that, because when you bring people on your channel, the idea of somebody standing up and having their dick out is a very real possibility.
Yeah.
But it was also used for really, really bad things. I mean, there was young girls who were practically naked on it. I mean, it was a very messed up thing. I don't know. I've seen articles about like the abuse of it goes back to the social media side where these young kids, they're all trying to be these stars, and the best way they can be a star is, hey, guess what? I'm going to show off my body that I haven't developed yet, and it's really kind of fucked up. So
Yeah.
I'm of the mindset that Omegle going away is not necessarily a bad thing. I understand the sentiment of what this guy's saying, of like, hey, this is the old internet, but I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, because while the intention of it was good, ultimately it was misused in a very negative way, and that's what you get when you have. When you try to do nice things on the internet. It's been a constant theme along the way. I don't know. Do you guys ever use Omegle at any point in your life?
No,
They were like trying to be like a chat room, like old school Yahoo chat
No,
rooms
there's
or
a
something.
video chat where you got random.
Yeah.
I heard about it
with
for the
random
first
person.
time today. So no, I didn't. But I knew chat roulette, and that sounded like basically the same thing.
Yeah,
I never used it, but I did use IRC, and every so often you'd get some creepy people in that. But that was in the 90s when we only had text, so the creepy people weren't as creepy as they could have been if they were able to send video.
Question for the chat: did anybody use Omegle or chat roulette on a regular basis, or just once? Just curious, because Omegle was a very big platform for a long time, but now it is dead. But I'll say this: the guy's message in it is very valid. The founder's message is valid. Like, the old internet is kind of being scraped away, and it's being sanitized. And the Wild West nature of the internet is very much going away as entities are looking to control it in a major way. You've seen many outlets, including one of the ones that we're on right now, YouTube, that have been sanitized over the last few years, to the point where even in the last week, we talked about this. I had a one-on-one interview yesterday where we talked about how YouTube's terms of service have changed in the last week, and they're now adding these new rules that seem very specific to certain channels to have them voided off the internet, which is crazy. So the Wild West days are long gone, and I think it's one of those things where those who are there will have to spread the stories of the internet. And now Omegle is just another victim of the sanitization of the internet.
I think it's more of an issue that people are so easily disgusting on the internet. Like, why does the internet make people feel like, oh, good, I could just show you my dick? Like, why is that? Why does the internet make people feel like they can do anything and not have any sort of consequences? It just
Sometimes you just have something wonderful you need to share. Damn it!
Hey, speak for yourself,
there's
Mark.
nobody else on the opposite side. You're not in person, so it doesn't feel as real, I guess.
It's just it makes people horrible. Makes people bad people.
Mm.
Yes.
People that I don't think would naturally be so gross do gross things on the internet.
I think those people, though, they'd still be doing weird shit at like parties and stuff. Like exhibitionists, I think, are going to be exhibitionists wherever they end up. And just if they find the internet, then it's a place where no one could be like, hey, man, could you put your shirt on?
All right.
Come on, we
Good
know
point.
it's a party, but it's like 7 p.m. and like most people aren't even here yet. And you're already on the table, like in your
Good point.
boxers. Why?
All right, let's go ahead and move on to our next story. But first, I want to make sure I read off some of these Rumble rants and super chats. Thank you guys very much for your support. As always, we greatly appreciate it. Alma John says, Craig, do you remember the story you told on OG Side Scrollers where you stayed in at a shady motel and you walked past a guy's room and he was jacking off real hard to a picture? Yes, actually, I do remember that story. Thank you for reminding me. I believe you mentioned this yesterday, and I had no idea what you're talking about until I read this story. And yes, you are correct. That was a horrible
Was that guy on
experience.
Omegle?
No, he was not even. No, he was just standing in front of a picture, whacking off with it. It was horrible. Thank you for that horrible memory, Almajan. Dude says Tactical Consumption on YouTube did a great video on the controversial Gypsy Crusader who was infamous on Omegle. Just an interesting look into what you could find on Omegle. Thank you, dude, for that.
Was this a person who called themselves the Gypsy Crusader, or were they a crusader of gypsies, or a crusader who was a gypsy?
Listen, I don't even know. Apparently you can't say gypsy or gyp anymore. Have you ever used that term before? You got gypped.
Yeah.
Like now people are like, you can't say gypped anymore. Like, what are you fucking doing? That's stupid. By the way, does anybody have any gypsy friends? Any gypsy friends who may be upset?
Not
No.
who may be upset.
Okay. There you
I
go.
don't have any
people,
gypsy
bro.
friends.
Do gypsies make friends?
Yeah, sometimes.
They only make enemies in fight boxing matches. That's all I know. They just do a lot
Yeah,
of-
snatch.
Hey, and look at this. Look at this. We got great news as Kratos El Greatos has come in with a 69 Rumble rant. Look at that. Wait, did you?
I
Hold
did
on.
that already. I'm fast. I'm speed.
You
Woo.
are. But
I am speed.
Kratos
I'm,
is
ta-
Kratos.
I'm speed, man. Feel the need for speed.
The need for speed. Look, give it up. Kratos El Gratos going on the scroller on the bottom of the screen and on the wall. Kratos, thank you very much. We're gonna fill up this guitar space.
What do you say?
We're gonna fill up the guitar space. We're gonna fill it up.
Craig, I think next time we got to get you to roll backwards so that you're still facing them. You turned around and we stopped hearing.
Sorry. Well, there we go. Thank you, Kratos. Greatly appreciate that. You're going up on the wall next to Nikki Felty up there. Really appreciate that. You can be buddies in the bungalow up there on the wall.
Let me tell you about my best friend.
Blake came in with the 2, says, hang out with C3PO if you like cunning linguists.
He's quite cunning. And he is a linguist, so that is literally true.
Thank you, Blake. Appreciate that. Winterfell says, this sounds like chat roulette. The idea was to connect strangers for video chat at random. It immediately devolved pervs displaying their junk. That's right. Yes, that is 100% true because guess what? People are broken. Absolutely. Thank you, Winterfell.
Anonymity.
I think it's the Facebook episode of South Park that they do the chat roulette stuff. He's like, well, if you can't find friends on Facebook, why don't you meet people on chat roulette?
Dan came in and says, I apologize. I had a glitch there for a second. Thank you, Dan. Earlier. Thank you very much for your glitchy super chats earlier. And Sparta Chris came in and says, I don't know if it's something you'd like to talk about, but I saw earlier this morning a video by the Quartering talking about a bill or executive order being pushed for the government to take full control of the internet.
Mm-hmm. That's real.
That's a real thing, huh?
Yeah, that way
No
they
one should
control
support
everything.
Yeah. Well, I'll say this, Spartacus. Yes, I would love to talk about that, but I'd like to have more information about the bill because there have been several instances over my career that have where the government has tried to step in and it's been either shot down. I can think of there was one during Screw Attack where we publicly made a statement about it, but the whole thing was a free and open internet. And I think anytime the government gets attached to anything, that is a bad thing. So I'm a big believer in not having the government touch the internet. But yeah, I'd love to learn more about it. That's something maybe we can talk about on Monday with Razor. Jerry came in with the $2 super chat. No, that's not dollars. That's what is that? That's not pounds. What is that?
That's euros.
Euros.
I don't. Okay, I guess kind of like an E for euros, maybe. I don't know. You're crazy. Jerry came in with your two crazy monies. Says coffee plus a bit of milk and loads of sugar to start. Right. And I think as I'm trying to cut sugar out of my diet, that'd probably be a negative thing. But thank you, Jerry. Appreciate that. All right. Let's move on. Once again, thank you so much to Kratos El Gratos for your $69 of support and getting on the scrolling wall. Can we just stop for a second and really just admire Marc petting the dog? Look at that. Oh, you're muted.
Sorry, I'm muted. JoJo's a good puppy. She's a sweet little baby, except for when she's growling. Which, if you ever see me on EFAP and you hear growling, it's absolutely JoJo. But Rocky he's a good boy. He's always very quiet.
Give it up for the.
You can just plop him down and he's cool. He's just we won't see him for half an hour. He's great.
Drops him.
Yeah, because he's in sleep mode, so he's just like, okay.
Okay. This next story is insane. I don't even know where to start with this story. We've talked about this guy, xQc, before on the show. He is one of the top streamers in the world. He signed a $100 million contract with Kick earlier this year. $100 million contract. Now, when Kick first launched, the initial thought was, well, it's owned by this gambling company, and they're going to put gambling in all their contracts and stuff. And they came out and said, no, we're not going to have that in any of our contracts. But what you've seen over the last few months is a lot of these streamers who sign these deals, they have a lot of money now, and now they are ultimately gambling that money on
their own
stream.
volition. Are they?
Right.
You think they're just doing it by coincidence. Like it's like, well, now I've got a bunch of cash, and I guess I can make even more by gambling.
I'm guessing that's the case. I'm
Yeah.
guessing that's the case. But this guy xQc has been gambling, and I don't really know what this. You just gamble online. I guess it's like a slot machine thing or something.
No idea how it works. I've never done it.
Neither have I. It seems like a really dumb thing. Like, I'm not a huge gambling fan. I lost like $300 one time, and I was like, no, I'm done. I'm pretty good for life. But there is an allure to gambling, right? Eric, Kayla, do you guys ever go to Vegas or gamble or anything like that?
I like to keep my money, so
Not
I
in
don't
Vegas.
I don't gamble.
You should
It.
all come to the Vegas meetup, though. The Vegas meetups are fun.
I just waste my money on collecting old video games.
Yeah,
so
he's good at losing money in other ways.
it's valuable in the future. It's investment.
Right. It'll be worth something soon, I promise.
Yeah.
Would you like
Okay.
a copy of Steel Battalion with a controller for Xbox? Takes up a lot of space.
Okay, so this guy xQc, he has got into he like gambles pretty frequently on his streams, and that's a very popular thing. People love to see the ups and downs that go along with gambling, mostly downs, right? But I have family members. I think my mom you can do like gamble on your phone now, but you get like gift cards and stuff. And I think at one point my mom or my sister won like $500 or something, or like a $500 gift card. And they're like, oh, we won. It's great. I was like, well, how much money did you spend to get that? They're like, oh, whatever. But xQc is on another level here. This guy, Felix, he is super duper wealthy. And he was streaming I guess he was doing this 2 years ago when he was on Twitch and he was doing this, but he's kind of upped his game a little bit to where 2 years ago when he was doing $40 spins on these roulette wheels or these slot machines online, which I don't know why anybody would ever play slots, but whatever, which a $40 spin seems like a pretty insane idea. Like $40, that's a ton of money.
Mhm.
And he's throwing these down spins 2 years ago. How much do you think he's doing per spin now?
$1,000.
$1,000?
Quick question. Is he streaming his gambling? Like, is he saying, watch me gamble and watch me freak out when I lose a bunch?
Yes.
Okay, so I think it makes perfect sense that's what he's doing now if he started doing that for fun. Because if he started doing it for fun in his spare time, and he knows that he's a streamer who, he has a bizarre personality, but not necessarily a lot to add to any given thing, which is why there was the whole controversy about him freebooting other people's content and just watching streams and saying something every hour and calling that a show. So now he's like, well, if I'm gambling in my spare time and these people like seeing me freak out when I gamble, I can be taking in super chats and stuff like that. So people might say, I'd be like, no more $40 rolls. That's not happening. And then boom, you get 10 $40 super chats because you're streaming to like 30,000 people because xQc is huge for some reason. I mean, I don't think it's good, but it makes sense why he'd be doing it if it's his like hobby anyways.
All right. So the chat. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Eric.
I think most of the money that he's gambling is like promotional credits that the companies are sending him to advertise their online gambling sites to his viewers. And so
I want you to keep
enticing his
that thought in
viewers to
mind.
gamble.
Keep that thought in mind because I don't know if their budgets are this large. But I'll tell you, chat has put up several. I asked how much is he doing per spin now. I say $1,000. Op came in with 200. SWD says 5,000.
Jesus.
Blake says 10,000. Right. I want to let you guys know you're all wrong. Everybody's wrong, and you lowballed it tremendously.
Holy hell.
2 years ago, he was doing $40 spins. Now he's doing $50,000 spins.
Jesus.
In online gambling, which is crazy. But that's not the craziest part of this story. The craziest part of the story is the total amount of money that he has wagered in this. Keeping in mind that he has signed a $100 million contract with Kick. And over the course of his statistics page, according to Stake, which is the parent company of kick. Well, I'll tell you once again, I like to hear what you guys think. How much total money do you think that he has wagered since his stats showed up on September 20th? Well, so throughout the lifetime of his gambling, I'm going to say habit at this point. Mark,
So
you start.
one thing that I wonder, and I think that this might be playing in this, as people were saying, like, do you think he's being paid by people to gamble or being given free credits? It's very possible that the famous $100 million deal, it's very possible that some of that was like, but you will gamble at least this much in before the end of the contract. So maybe it could be like 50 million of that is like, yeah, this is what you're gambling with though, over the course of 5 years or whatever. Mm-hmm. So make sure that you are doing spins at least once a week for 5 years on our platform. And this money is only for that. And we will be giving it to you on a basis based on what what your roles are. I'm thinking that a deal like that might be in place because we hear the $100 million deal, but also it's like, well, where did Kick get all that money from to be thrown out those? It's like, it's not, I mean, they're a tech company, so them having money isn't crazy, especially if they have startup investments and things like that. Yeah. But I feel like a lot of those deals have back end aspects that turn them into a $100 million deal, even if it's just like 20 million today. And we'll figure out the rest over time. But the full value of this, if for the next 5 years you get all the bullet points of the contract taken care of, you will have this much money given to you over that time.
Okay.
I mean, that might be a boring answer, but it's kind of what I think is most likely.
No, it's a logical answer. And I think that makes sense until you hear the amount that he's actually wagered. So we'll save the Price is Right game here and let you know that in his lifetime, and I can't even believe I'm going to say this number, he has wagered $2.6 billion on this machine and $1.1 billion since he showed his stats on September 20th. So in his lifetime, $2.6 billion. What?
I retract my prior statement. There's no way Kick's giving this guy $2 billion to have fun with on stream. That's wild. I mean, it must be, he has to be winning a lot though, right?
Well,
like,
right.
I mean, that's sort of the only way that makes any sense. I mean, I guess you could always look at the odds of winning per spin of, say, a roulette wheel. And if you have no limit on the gamble, on like the bet that you can place, you could theoretically always make your money back if you're consistently doubling your bets. So he would just need to find a website that has no ceiling on the bet, as this place. If you can bet 50,000 on a roll, then yeah, that they can't have a bet ceiling there. That means you could probably always keep doubling it until he makes what he made back and more, right? So I don't know. It might be some weird like card counting that you can only do if you're a billionaire who's 22 years old or whatever he is.
Right.
Because most people he's winning 10% of the time there.
Well, that's the thing. When you look at his, they have full statistics here. And it was a joke in the chat was, are you Ugly Bastard said, are you sure it's not pesos? Well, it's very clearly a dollar figure here.
It might be Canadian dollars. He's Canadian.
Maybe.
Doesn't he live in like LA though now?
Oh, I don't know, but he's
a
from
$500 million in 20 days. That seems impossible. How is that even possible?
If there's no limit on the betting, it's not that impossible. It doesn't take long to do a spin of a
How do you even
wheel.
have a half a billion dollars to spend?
That's the only limiter. But if he has it, he can do it.
Yikes!
Is he cashing out, or is he just banking all of his?
I think it's rotating through the same account, very likely. But again, I don't know anything about the guy beyond we did an EFAP episode where we were reacting to him, and I had a revelation where I found out that he was French Canadian and not like Swedish or something. I was kind of hearing his voice and not understanding what he was saying, but someone told me he was French Canadian. I just had this like, oh my god, I understand everything. I get it now. Army medic in Canada, and there's a lot of army medics who are from Quebec, so I know Franglish quite well, Canadian Franglish.
So there's more here, and once again, there's obviously a major addiction here. Like you don't gamble $1 million without being extremely, I'd say I'm not gonna say risk averse. It's the opposite of risk averse. Risky with your money. I mean, it's called gambling for a reason, right? It's not called winning. But he's clearly addicted here, and you can see some of the. He's had some major wins, which was just one night, by the way. Some major wins. He had a win of $378,000, $620,000, $259,000, $300,000. This is just a single night, by the way. This is over $1 million won in a single night, almost $1.5 million on a single night, which is
those are jackpots. He said, but if he's betting $50,000 a spin,
right, exactly.
Really that
so
big of winning.
I've never actually seen him react here. Let's check this out.
All right, Max, nudge 3.
Hold on. Give him lines. Oh my god. I'm the coach. Give him a fucking massive nudge. Hey! Boom! Look at these calls, man!
Okay, so he's obviously happy that he's winning that, as anybody in their right mind would be.
Most people would be.
But let's be real.
No idea what that game is like. What
right.
What is going on?
Exactly.
All he sees is the big numbers, and then he's like, "Oh, that's a lot of money. I don't know what I'm doing."
Exactly, and that's all you see on these casino machines is specifically when it comes to some sort of slot machine. Is it's just like bright lights, and it's just dopamine hit. Oh, and here's a line here and a line here. This is good. Here's a multiplier. Whoa, my gosh! It's to say this is something that's not even fathomable is an understatement. I like when you're dealing with billions of dollars bet from one person. Now, granted, this is one of the most popular streamers online. It's insane, but he's had some big wins, but he's also had losses that have added up, as pointed out. He's down $15 million in November.
That doesn't even sound like that much in the context of everything else.
No.
Right.
Is it possible that this is just all for marketing?
I think he's playing with house money.
And that all of the money is just monopoly money, and they're just like, saying, here's, $100 million to play with.
He's using promotional credits from marketing.
That is certainly a possibility as well.
And he's not cashing any of it out, so it doesn't even matter what he's making because he's just rolling it to the next one. So it's probably just fake money, right?
Well,
just to try to entice his viewers to gamble because it's exciting because of the dopamine hit.
Look at him, how excited he is. Don't you want to be that?
He's confirmed that he has 2 deals, one with Kick and one with Stake, and he has no requirements.
Yeah, right.
Interesting.
Right. So he confirmed 2 separate deals, one with Kick, one with Stake, that are completely independent. They're not lumped in. They're not one. If Stake wasn't banned on Twitch, I would still do it on Twitch. As for how much xQc's deal worth with Stake could be worth, simple math suggests that it's somewhere between $150 and $175 million, as xQc revealed that combining the Kick and Stake deals could be worth up to $275 million. This is
even that sounds like pennies compared to the money we're talking about.
Right?
You guys got to understand, $1 billion is 1,000 million. Remember
right?
That?
Right.
A lot of money, man.
If I put both together in the contract and had one number, it would probably be like $275 million, but it's not, because I don't want to do that. I want to keep it separate. I mean, I don't even know where to begin. Like the fact that companies are handing out that much money, the fact that they see it as, okay, let's just say this is a $175 million deal with Stake, right? And they're like, hey, we're going to give you $100 million, and we're going to give you $75 million, and we're going to give you $100 million worth of credit. Right? He still wagered $2 billion.
Yeah, that's what's wild about it. But I mean, at the same time, I don't know if he does it because, again, I'm never going to watch a xQc gambling stream. It's just not going to happen. But I gather he's probably getting super chats or donations, or I guess what are they called on Kick? Are they just Kick chats? I guess I don't know. But if he gets those that have like. Yeah, if they have like $1,000 and he's got pot for next spin going, and he's gaining money from people who like doing vicarious gambling, I suppose, and like seeing the ups and downs without having the consequence, they give him a lot of money to do it, and he keeps doing it. So I think that it's a cycle of a probably very unhealthy way to create parasocial relationships with a lot of people who might need help with gambling problems. I don't approve of it. I think it's all not good. But
Right. Sarah says it's obviously fake. These sites give fake credit and rig the odds for specific people. What has he actually cashed out is the question.
Probably the 175 million contract is what he's cashed out.
Right.
Yeah, I wonder.
That's
I wonder
enough
if
money
he-
for him to just retire too. Like, it's
Right.
not like-
Right.
I wonder if he's just getting. SWD said the same thing. Like, I just wonder if he's getting donations from his viewers. That's what he actually makes from all of his views and ads and stuff. But they're just giving him that contract money just to spend it on their site. Yeah. So they're getting that money back. It just doesn't seem.
They're probably seeing a high return of people signing up to gamble on their website from his streams. So
it's just doesn't seem real.
No, and this is so fake funny money. Even credits, whatever. Like, we're going to give you $100 million from the credits. Still, $2 billion in credits. Like, let's say those credits are worth 50 cents a credit. It's still $1 billion. Whatever. The whole thing is just.
Yeah, but you're assuming he'll be able to cash it out,
right?
I don't think he can probably even cash that stuff out. He's got to play with it.
Maybe he can cash it out if he makes above what they paid him, though, or like above the allowance of funny money that they gave him. Because ultimately, if he's gone above that, it's like, well, at this point, I'm just using your site, right?
Yeah.
I don't.
They might start saying, "Hey, you got some limits on how high you can bet."
Or they say, "Hey, you have no limits. You're the big roller, baby. Let's keep on pumping that in." Well, I mean, good for him, I guess. Or, as I put in the title of the thumbnail today on today's show, he'll either be broke or dead soon, because he's either going to owe somebody a lot of money or he's going to be broke as shit. So, and if you owe people money, they will come after you. I promise you that.
Oh yeah.
Whew. All right, man, that's just insane to think about. Good Lord. All right, we got a couple super chats as we move on. Guys, thank you once again for your support today, and we're going to finish up with some quick hits along the way. Thank you, Blaz, for pulling these up. Nastasa came in, says, thanks to EU, Gypsy is considered offensive, and it was replaced by Romani. I'm Romanian, and this compares us to thieves because of the Gypsies / Romani. Interesting.
What about the travelers in like Ireland? Would they still be considered Romani? Like, because they're not Romanian, right?
I have no idea.
Pretty sure they're Irish.
Like, the one thing that we can all be sure on is that if you're not offending one person, you're offending somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
So, whatever, grow a fucking spine.
I use the term gypsy as liberal as I did when we were talking about it, because the person's name was Gypsy Crusader, and I didn't make him name himself that or her. Yeah.
Don't apologize, Mark. Don't even put like that's stupid.
If you can have the username on YouTube, it can't be that offensive.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, just because one idiot on Twitter or one person in government is upset about it doesn't mean that the society needs to change for it. Winterfell says, slot machine games pay out huge amounts of credits that don't equal dollars. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how that game works. I just know based off of the screenshot there that it said 2 billion. So it's insane. And as Spartacus points out, the house always wins. You are correct, Sparta. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. All right, let's move on to a few quick hits to finish up our week. Once again, I encourage everybody to go check out Marc's channel and obviously Yumi and the Movies channel. We got great stuff coming from all of them. As we got a great group of friends here at Side Scrolls. It's awesome. You guys want to feel old?
I always do.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Halo 2 can vote plus 1 year now. 19 years old today. Here.
Oh, that's I forgot to bring. I have my steelbook over there. I forgot to bring it over. But yeah, I got a launch day one, baby.
Memories of Halo 2?
Quite a lot. Yeah, it was the first console online multiplayer game that really popped off. Like, some people would make the argument that Mech Assault was the first big one, but it was like me and a couple other dudes in my high school playing Mech Assault when Xbox Live sort of first got announced, because Halo 1 did not have online multiplayer. But Halo 2 was like the Halo people, the people that we've been lugging 4 CRT TVs into a room so we can connect 4 Xboxes with a LAN cable and play just very difficult to see 16-player multiplayer. We can now do that from the comfort of our home or using our full TV. And yeah, I spent a lot of time playing Halo 2 throughout my university days. It was pretty intense a lot of the time. Very, very skill-based. You had to really learn how to play the game well to even advance. None of this getting experience. You didn't have experience. You had a rank. You had to maintain your rank. Otherwise, you could lose your rank.
Sounds like Apex today. Yeah, sounds like Apex for sure.
We've only beat Halo 1 together, so.
Oh, yeah? I bet that was a great memory.
Yeah, it's on our You Mean the Games channel.
Yeah.
The co-op campaigns are a good one to play as a couple. Extra Girl and I went through them. I recommend.
I think a lot of people
cheap a lot with grenades.
Yeah. I think a lot of people look back at Halo 2 as having some of the best maps in the history of Halo. I think of like Lockout. Lockout was such a great map, the blue one. So much chaos there. And when I think Halo 2, I think multiplayer. That's what I think. It was such a great experience for me. That was definitely the first game that I really dug into the online multiplayer experience. Halo 2 was and still is spectacular in its own way. I think if you were to play it today, it'd feel like way too floaty and it would feel very dated. But you know, it was really fun, really fun. So
I've played it recently. It still plays pretty good. They did that anniversary version, a couple of years ago when the Master Chief Collection came out, and I'm not crazy about the choice they made to make all of the cinematic sequences like CGI videos as opposed to just the real-time game engine cinematics, but they do look fantastic. So it's one of those things that once you start watching one, you're like, oh, okay, this is pretty cool though. And yeah, and the game still holds up quite well. It's very well designed. Unless you play on Legendary, because the Jackal snipers are bullshit, man. One-hit kills that can get you from anywhere. It's like,
yeah, I'll tell you what. Chat, let us know your favorite Halo 2 map in the chat. I would love to hear that. All right, we got another little piece of nostalgia for you. Do you guys remember the Numa Numa guy, Numa Numa? It was like a really early viral video, long time ago.
One of the first YouTube videos, yeah.
Do you remember?
Greatest
do you guys,
YouTube video ever.
Yes.
You beat a man.
Okay, it's that guy.
Mashed that
Okay,
feta cheese.
I know the Maya. Yeah, that guy. I know.
I listen to it in the car like all the time, like the original song. I'll just jam out to it.
His dance is fantastic. Like once the beat drops, it's so good.
Isn't he in the South Park episode?
Yeah.
Was it? He's like, yeah.
We'll probably get copyright if we play the sound, huh?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like
we don't know music because I don't want to get hit.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I ask because apparently he's back. And he looks exactly like you think he would look just 20 years later.
After 20 years.
Yeah.
I mean, he might look the same.
The same.
So here he was 20 years ago. And here he is today. Let's go. He is back ready to go. And he delivered a new video recently. It's pretty much recreating his old.
He has poor mustache game. He has very poor mustache game.
Yeah.
Mark is like, I don't approve of this.
Mark, everybody has poor mustache game compared to you.
Yeah, no, I'm the literal Super Mario, like real life. The thing I've been using is Doomer Mario. So if I throw my overalls on right now, wearing a black shirt and a black beanie, I'm just like the Doomer meme, like the Wojak Doomer mixed with Super Mario. It's might be my new thing.
Well, the question about this guy, Gary Brolisma, is he posted this video. Blabs was like, he's back. And I was like, oh. So my thought was, should we have this guy on the show?
Yeah,
should we have him on the show? Just
it's gonna be hard to find him, but I totally want to bring him on. Like,
he's right there. He has a YouTube channel.
Yeah, but if I looked correctly, I took a really quick look. I didn't see any contact info, so I'll have to look.
Well, again. I mean, he lip synced to a song and danced to it, but he did it with a lot of showmanship, and it was hilarious. So I mean,
Labs.
Just add him in the comments.
Be like,
I have
oh,
his email
yo.
right here.
Oh, you did? Okay, then I just blind last night.
It took me 3 clicks. 3.
I was blind, I guess, last night. I did it really quick. I didn't see it.
Let's email him. Let's get him
All
on.
right. It's on my to-do list. Number 1, Numa Numa.
All right. No, it's not number 1 on the list, but we'd love to have.
I mean, he's literally the first bullet on my thing right here. So
Reach out to him. That'd be great. It's on his YouTube channel. I found it in three clicks. So maybe we'll have Gary Brolsma on the show. That'd be fun to talk about. All right. Let's see. One other thing. Oh, did you guys see this viral? There's a viral clip being passed around the internet. Are you guys PC Master Race people, or do you guys like the console stuff?
I'm PC first, but I do like consoles too.
Mark's
Here's
PC
my
Master
answer
Race
right
guy.
here. Absolutely.
Okay. So let me tell you, as somebody who grew up with consoles and was very much I've never really been a PC player. I played games on PCs, but my first choice is always the safety of a console. And let me show you exactly why, what my fear has been and will always be. This happened to some guy who was just setting up his own personal computer here, and he's getting ready to go. And just take a look. Powers it up for the first time. Uh-oh! And clearly set something up wrong. And watch what happens. Watch his face in the reaction.
GPU power supply cables.
it looks like a title.
I don't know how that would happen.
But that's my fear.
Heartbroken.
Like-
Oh god.
What?
No, like it's the power going to the GPU that's going inside your video card. Sorry, I'll use normie language if I can. You got
Put
normally
plastic on it.
2 blocks of these things that are like 6 little pins each, so like 12 total on the newer cards. You can do ones with just 6 if it's an older card. Go in there to provide power to the GPU separate from the motherboard. So it's not the motherboard powering the GPU, it's direct power going in. Make sense?
Yeah.
So
I wonder
I guess-
if you left like a plastic wrap on it and it
that's the thing. There'd have to be something flammable to actually catch there, because it's just circuit board, right? Like it's not. There shouldn't be anything that can set on fire like that, unless I don't know. It's like the remove this paper before installing thing. He just left on.
Well, this guy got exactly 3 seconds of power out of it. When you look at the time code, literally 3 seconds. And then it just powers down after that, obviously. And his face is spectacular because you see his oh shit face up here. And this to me, as somebody who doesn't know anything about this type of thing, has like my PC pre-built, right? I'm not going to go in and build anything that I don't like. I need very distinct instructions if I'm going to build something. Like so like my desk.
I mean.
Like I need,
PCs,
I need to know exactly.
Just bring up like a Linus Tech Tips video, and then as you go through it, just pause and then be like, okay, I'm going to do this thing now. Pause.
Or
what do I
you
do
could
next? Let me see that
pay
again.
somebody to build a PC for you.
Yeah.
I mean,
And even I've
people
done
will
that.
build it for you.
Or
I'd build you a PC.
Or I just buy a PlayStation or a Switch, and the games work great.
All right.
Every time.
Yeah, except for when they run poorly on the hardware that they're
Do
on.
you want 35 frames per second, or do you want 135 frames?
Right.
I mean, or like 30 to 60 is the common one that's starting to happen now. Again, actually, I just released a video on this a couple days ago. So if you guys want to hear me talking about different fidelity targets for games and how I believe that cross-generation games, like games that still run on PS4 and Xbox One, if they are set to just function at 1080p 30 FPS on that system, but boot and work, we'll have nice looking games on the new systems that run well. But the thing is, every time they try to take advantage of the new hardware, they shoot for the moon, and now the games are running like crap again. So I'm just like, oh man, consoles, come on. You almost had it. You're so close.
It's so scary. It's so scary to me, and I don't understand all the wiring and everything. So that's
all
like
the wiring's it's in your console too, though. Like, I mean, it's all the same stuff.
Done for me, Mark. It's
but
done.
We have a place in Canada called, funny enough, Canada Computers, where it was sometimes if I've got a busy schedule and I can't take the 3 hours it's going to take me to do a new build and get everything set up and transfer everything, I'll just go to Canada Computers, give them $80 with my parts and just be like, boom, turn these into a computer with perfect cable management for me. Pick it up in a day or two, and then, that's that. You can always do that too, even if you just collect the parts on your own. My new build, I've been collecting parts for since January. I buy something every month or so, and then it's all in that. Yeah.
I don't know anything about parts, and it scares me. It's a scary world that
Just
I
need a
live
list to go through.
I go to Mark every time I want to upgrade stuff.
That's absolutely true. Babs does. Yeah.
I actually have like a whole
What?
note of things of like recommendations. So I'm like, Mark told me to do this. Put it in my notes, and I lock it on my phone for like PC upgrade.
Funnier than that, Blabs has gotten to the point where she's coming to me for help for other people with their computers. I'm like, Blabs, I'm not like tech support for everybody, but at the same time, to be fair, it was a person I knew, so I didn't mind.
I learned how to build a PC in a high school computer class back in 2000.
It's much easier now than it was then too. It's really plug and play for the most part. The only things that I think are a little difficult are properly wiring the motherboard, because there's like these 6 little pins or 8, I guess, that you got to get in the right way. And if you mix them up, the computer just won't boot. It won't fry like that. Like, it's not going to set on fire. It just will not boot. And you can generally tell that's a problem right away, because then it's like, okay, I must have messed up on one of these things. One of these is pointed in the right direction, wrong direction. But other than that, it's just like, okay, power supply needs to power the motherboard, needs to power the CPU, needs to power the GPU, needs to power each one of the drives.
I feel like Mark's talking Chinese right now.
But no, I mean, like, it's,
I understand.
You guys know how like any machine works, right? That there's a power supply and then parts that are fueled by that power supply. Like, it's not that crazy.
You plug in your consoles, Craig, or do you have somebody else come to your house and do it?
Let's start with the basics. Okay, so a water mill functions by pumping water.
No, stop.
I have memes.
No, nobody cares. Nobody cares. God. Listen, and by the way, L-Dub, I'd like to point out that it was a young man in the reflection of that video, not an older man being a boomer. It's just me being scared. As Goodwrench says, don't be scared, Craig. I will be scared. It scares the dickens out of me. All right, yes.
You say the word Dickens, so you're definitely an old man.
Craig's still trying to figure out where to plug his RCA cable into all the new TVs.
What's an RCA cable? All right,
you know what those are? Those are green.
No, I understand. I did the joke, Mark. All right.
Remember, I've got autism.
Okay. Anyway, this serious man says, "Love seeing Mario side by Mark on side scrollers," and here we got is Mark as Mario and Craig as Luigi.
Let's
Very
go.
nice.
Like, I mean, that could easily just be a picture of me in the costume, because it looks no different. Is that even Photoshop?
All right, what is this?
I'm offended by that. Just want to let you know I'm serious, man.
You have like a double chin going on right there.
I'm
Craig. I don't
very
know if you noticed
offended.
that.
It's a triple chin.
Superman, if he wasn't scared of green rock, says, "I think he heard you, Blabs. R2D2's a shithead, though, right? I mean, let's be real. He's the absolute shithead of the two of them. R2D2's
Oh man. Nice.
Yeah. Peach.
I like him as I like Craig as Toad.
Craig was still
So tiny. That's actually a really good thing. Can we make that an emote where like Craig is just Toadette?
Yeah.
Why am I
Super Mario Funathon? Craig should just be Toad.
Yeah, no problem with that. No problem. We can make that happen. Absolutely.
That's it. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, very good. Once again, go check out the Legion of Memers channel, and you can see these memes in their entirety. Maybe post something in the community tabs, and go support those boys over there. Appreciate everything. Dude came in with a $1 Rumble rant. Says optimization is a foreign term to modern day developers.
Yeah, sadly, that is the case. And Unreal Engine 5 appears to not be super easy to optimize for anything. And that's scary, because a lot of people are switching to Unreal 5 right now. And yeah. RoboCop's Unreal 5 though, if you want to see what that's like.
Yeah. John came in, wants to know when a PC building stream is and when. See, that'd be awesome. Like, you guys did, like, you just buy me a bunch of parts and go crazy. And
a fire extinguisher.
Right.
I mean, I could make an Amazon wish list for you and just be like, yeah, just put that on your goals for super chats and stuff, and eventually you'll have enough for them.
Oh,
and then you
my
can do a
God.
stream where you put them together. I could even do a low end one for you and just have it be cheap.
Well, no, you should make it extremely high end to where it costs a shit ton of money. So when it starts and when a fire starts, it's just literally money going up in flames.
I genuinely think you would have more fun building a low end PC that you use to just emulate old consoles with like filters that make it look like you're playing on a CRT TV, but it looks good on a 4K display instead of really crappy. Like I think that you probably get more value out of an emulator console that just has everything from Atari to PlayStation 3. And yeah, I think that's what you'd enjoy.
Already done, my friend. It's called a Super Console X. Got it right here. Already done for me. Plug and play. I'm ready to go, baby.
Okay, what's the most recent console that it can emulate?
I don't know. It's got 50,000 games on it.
I don't know.
Could be able to emulate PS3.
Can you add things to it?
I don't know. If I want to, I'll just buy the other games.
I will say this right now: you probably can, but hacking into it to do that will be more difficult for you than just building a normal PC and downloading DuckStation and RetroArch and those things.
You're just talking crazy language to me, Mark, and I like it.
You can copy your games themselves, like the actual ones that you own, into digital files and then play them wherever you want.
It sounds illegal.
ROM dump.
Yeah.
I encourage everybody to go watch Mark's channel. You have a new video that just came out. I see it came out 46 minutes ago. And
all right.
if you like to learn about why RoboCop Rogue City is awesome, you can find it on Mark's channel right there. Scroll on down there. Look at that. How the fuck? I swear to God, I'll subscribe. Look at that, right? In real time. Let's check it out. The best RoboCop simulator ever made. How great is that? That's good stuff. And then obviously
about Super Mario Wonder there too, and
yeah.
the one with Ellie shooting Zelda is the next gen graphics or next gen gameplay one where I talk about more just general generation stuff, but I do reference Tears of the Kingdom, so
I'm sure
that just seemed like a funny picture to make.
Yes, I'm sure there's
All the House of Usher is awesome. We're watching that next. So.
Okay. Then of course, speaking of, we got Yumi in the movies. Make sure you guys go over there and check out their fine assortment of quality content. Roller Coaster from 1977. Oh man, do you guys see more success with like movies from the 70s or like the House Bunny, which was in 2008?
I actually watched that like a month ago. Extra Girl loves that.
House Bunny has been doing pretty good. The Roller Coaster was a special request that somebody.
It's not going to do great.
Yeah, it's not. But our Halloween lineup did pretty good this year. So we did all the Chuckies and Rob Zombie's Halloween, and Sinister was creepy. She was really creeped out.
Sinister's good.
Hell
I think Sinister is a WWE production too. Like there's something weird about Sinister's production where it's like WWE movies present Sinister, and I thought it was going to be crap, and then I saw it years later on video, and I was like, oh my God, this movie's good. Like it's actually really scary.
Yeah, very scary.
The second one's not good though. You don't need to watch the second one.
Obviously, I encourage you to go and check out both Mark and obviously Eric and Kayla's channel. Appreciate you guys coming in today. This is really always fun to have you guys in. It's great.
Yeah, thanks
awesome to be here. Thank you.
I'll tell you this. I'm taking 2 consecutive days of not streaming on the Plays channel because I am converting this space. I'm moving from this chair to a standing situation. I mentioned that earlier. So I will not be streaming this afternoon. After I finish up here, I'm going to turn off all of my stuff. I'm going to undo all the wiring, which scares me. And I'm going to build my standing desk. So I'll be doing that this afternoon while...
And you're not even going to live stream it? You could be like a bimbo building.
Well, he doesn't want everybody to see Geek Squad coming in to wire everything.
Yeah, right.
My wife does bimbo building.
Well, maybe maybe I will do I'll set up my phone or something and stream directly to the Plays channel. I don't know. We'll see. We could
Craig builds IKEA.
No, this is not IKEA. It was bought from Amazon.
Craig builds Amazon.
You can build shelves like X-Ray Girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Woo. X-Ray Girl. So hot.
Joe wants to know, when am I going to be on Friday Night Tights? Next Friday, I believe. No, 2 Fridays from now. Is it next Friday? Next Friday. So
Friday Night Tights, X-Ray Girl, so hot.
All right.
Yeah, November 17th.
Yep. Yeah, great stuff. But appreciate you guys popping in. I want you guys to have an excellent weekend. If I'm live over on the Place channel, I'm live over on the Place channel. You'll watch me building stuff. That sounds great. Look at that puppy dog. Look at that.
She's a good puppy.
Look at that puppy.
Yeah,
dog.
she's so cute. She's
Let's
like a little
go.
teddy bear. And Rocky's a very good boy.
Hey, Mark, do us a favor. Take us out.
All right, everybody. Thank you very much for watching Side Scrollers on the 10th of November, which I actually had to look at my computer's calendar to see, even though tomorrow is Remembrance Day. So, Veterans Day in America. So please go to a service because, those soldiers sometimes don't come home. Good night, everybody. Jojo.
Fatality.
Well, here's the problem with that is that Orthodox
so
Monk came in
sad.
with the $5 at the very tail end says, why would I spend a little to no money for emulation, Craig? I spent my life savings on physical games like Warhammer. Thank you.
Yeah. Extra Gold does bimbo builds for Warhammer too. So hot.
Orthodox Monks, I like to say thank you for the super chat and also really just shitting all over that wonderful outro that Mark had.
No, it's okay. I got my point across.
All right, you guys have a great weekend. We'll see you guys later. People are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got to go get it. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.